This fight is starting to get a little bit more boring as the time passes. Ford Boxing, welcome back to the show. Jake Paul press conference versus Andre August was today. We got Shadaza Green and Franchon Lewis as well on the same card, fighting for the WBC super middleweight title. That's going to be an entertaining fight. But today I want to talk all about Jake Paul versus Andre August. Starting to look like a favor behind closed doors. Now, I don't think this is a dive situation. I'm not one of these people that goes, oh, they're paying him to take a dive. They're paying him to take a dive. I don't think that's the case at all here. I think Jake has a relationship with this coach. I think after long talks, probably lots of training sessions, and as we heard, probably a sparring session that went a little bit awry, there's a fighter that has stepped up to take a big paycheck to fight Jake Paul and hopefully turn themselves into a bit of a journeyman in the process. So, the female fighters, Shadaza Green, is they were chirping off. That fight is going to be the highlight of the card. The Jake Paul headlining this card is purely just to help Jake Paul get a record against legitimate pro boxers. I'm using legitimate semi-lightly. Andre August is a pro. He has a record as a pro. He's got 5 knockouts, 10 wins, 1 loss. Hasn't been very active the last 4 years, but did fight recently in August. So, hey, listen, it's a legitimate pro. Good on him. Glad to see he's getting in there. You could see that Jake really wanted to sell this fight a little bit more. Jake is a showman, man. He wants people to watch. He wants people to tune in. Andre August, not having it. Not really taking part in the hype machine. Not really taking part in the promotion of this fight. You could tell the images he even posts on his Instagram are premeditated. They're made by MVP to help push this fight. All the video you see coming out, you could tell they just made him do this. They scheduled him to do it. And even in the face-off, man, Andre August, looks like he's holding in laughter as Jake tries to taunt him and his coach. From laughter, you could see, does he really think Jake is funny? Or does he just not take him seriously at all? Because if we look at Andre August's background and he's grinded through his pro career, one would assume that a guy like Andre August just isn't going to take a personality like Jake seriously at all. We have 2 options here. Either Andre August is choosing to stay quiet because he doesn't want to say anything that might embarrass himself down the road, or is he choosing to stay quiet because he doesn't want to participate in the circus that is the Jake Paul promotional runaround? Either way, I think we're going to probably be in for a most likely pretty boring fight. I do want to say, though, that if Andre August is a big sleeper and does come out swinging and Jake gets caught off guard and this just turns out to be a banger of a fight, I do think Jake Paul still wins. 4 years of consistent high-level coaching and training versus a guy who's had life to worry about, who's had things to worry about, kids in the picture, having a job, and then, going from being inactive to being active again. We can only hope that this man's life has gotten to a place where he can practice the sport again. Hard work beats talent. There's a little bit of that here. Jake Paul is, of course, his record is padded with the stats of Nate Robinson and, UFC fighters and the Nate Diaz thing. I mean, that was ridiculous. But you can't deny that the kid has worked extremely hard to get to this point, and him taking the route to fight a legitimate fighter, albeit there might be some backdoor dealings here. I guarantee you he knows his coach from around the way or way back when he claimed he put him down in sparring. And so now we've got a fighter that's going to come up and try to do their thing and embarrass him a little bit. I don't think there's a dive being taken here, but I do think we're going to see Andre August get outworked. And I think if Andre leaves himself vulnerable and too tired, I think we're going to see a knockout here, man. So my prediction is that while Jake Paul is not the most elite fighter, and he's not even really the middle of the road pro fighter, I do think he is going to go for that knockout after he gets comfortable in that ring or after he notices that Andre is getting tired. We don't know what Andre's cardio is looking like since that last fight in August. It was bad in the fight in August. He's never gone 8 rounds. So we'll see how he fares past round 3. That is, like Jake said, that was kind of when he started to gas out. So I'm mostly interested to see what type of fight Andre August chooses to fight, because my guess is that he's going to remain very defensive the entire time. Based off what we saw in August and even what we see in his training, it doesn't look like he has the snappiest power. His footwork is very slow. He just is a big guy. He's a bigger guy that has a lot of muscle to move around. And, Jake has proven himself to be quite the athlete, not even just in the boxing world, but in his come up as well. So very interested to see how this fight goes. Let me know what you guys think. Is the fix in, or are we interested? Are we actually going to see a good fight? So let me know what you guys think. That's it. I'm done.